All right, so we can do the call to order. So I don't know if Sarah or Cody wants to lead this meeting. What do you want to do?
Yeah, it's I'm like a few week cold, so.
Oh, no.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, actually. Okay, sorry.
All right, so I mean, we could do the call to order. I just don't have a list of everybody that's in the room.
I'll call this meeting of the committee to order.
Great.
Is there any public comment?
Well, first we need everybody
Oh,
that's in
yeah.
attendance. Yep, we got to do roll call. Yep. Well, I don't have a whole list of who's on the pool committee, so we can do around the table.
Lisa.
Perfect.
Sarah Barker.
Great.
Jennifer Monty.
Awesome.
Anna Whitlinger.
Great. All right.
Oh.
And
Sarah.
and Jill.
And Matt's just behind.
And Jill and Matt.
Oh.
Perfect.
We
Just
don't
getting
have
started.
anyone on.
And there's no one online.
No,
No.
we have no.
I don't think so. No public comment.
All right, oh, I have one. That's. Sorry. Is it second? It was a second. Oh, there it is, sorry. Let me just have it up in front of me.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit down here.
For reports. Well, does anyone have any reports? I didn't know if at this point, if you wanted me to report on the meeting that I had, or if I should wait till I guess.
I mean, it's all related, so I think,
Just wait till.
yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, don't be in just a second.
Okay.
All right, did anyone else have any? Okay, then we can move into our discussion. So discussion and possible action regarding the capital campaign and fundraising strategy for the project. Right, do you want me to start then?
Yeah, just go right ahead.
So,
Yeah.
I met with the Stingrays board last night, and it went really well. They are, of course, very excited to be a part of this, and, let me see, I gotta get, maybe it's from them. So I brought up first, just talking about kind of, what involvement they feel comfortable with fundraising and things like that. And I said, one thing that I think has been brought up with the board is hopes that they would take on the fundraising for any parts of the pool that would be specifically for the swim team. So the things they had brought up were lane lines and starting blocks, scoreboard, things like that. So they actually are going to work on putting together kind of a list of the things that they foresee needing as a swim team, and then how much that will cost. And they feel very confident that they will be able to cover those costs. And then I also brought up fundraising, and if we'll be able to make use of that, they have the correct designation for fundraising for being a nonprofit, and they were very on board with that. Of course, like wanting, like they can't take on doing all fundraising, but
Okay.
that we, but I mean, it's weird, you know, when we talk about this, I say them, but I also have a child who's a Stingray, and you know, many of us do, so it's kind of a we anyway, so.
So do they have the nonprofit designation?
They
or?
do.
Okay.
So, you know, we were just kind of talking about some different kind of fundraising that we could do. They were very on board with us doing fundraisers for the home, like when they had post home meets, we could do, I mean, they were really open to anything. Your husband really wants Chuck it, but really wants to let Chuck it,
What's
but-
that?
it's where there's somebody holding like a hula hoop or something in the water, and then people chuck rubber duckies.
That sounds fun.
We looked actually last year everywhere to see if you could find little stingrays. But you can't.
Yeah,
find
well, I did say that we could be creative, come up with maybe something stingrays that's unique.
And he has to be the one that goes in the blue to like.
Yeah, he said he would not do that, so. And then we talked about, they have a lot of contacts with local businesses. So they'd be happy to leverage that, and I think they will be a huge support for moving forward, and I don't know, that was kind of the big pieces of it. I think it's all this, and I talked to them about, it's this like chicken and egg situation where we're trying to figure out like what is the appropriate next step. And then, they also did say, if we're doing this fundraising, they want to know that there is a commitment to actually build a pool so that, people who are donating money,
Yeah.
that we're
Do
being
they,
honest,
did they want a number? Were they
a number
of like how much we would need to raise? Is that something they were?
Well, I
looking for?
think they were saying that's helpful in knowing, like, it's setting a
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah.
And so we did look around a little bit at other pools to see, and it sounds like a 10% fundraising value seemed, I don't know, one of the members said that's a common value that's used, but
So you raise 10% of the total cost?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess that seems to be reasonable, but again, like, I don't wanna say like Stingrays are committing to raising 10%, they're
Right.
saying. Wherever this so-called fundraising committee is, yeah, I know, so Karen.
No,
Question that.
Okay, so this thing, I'm saying, they will be they will hold the funds of whatever kind of funding and fundraising, even the village does outside of the stingrays.
I wanna
I think that's
clarify,
pretty cool.
yeah, I wanna clarify that. Cause I know we talked about. Using their nonprofit designation, but I know they wanted to check. They wanted to double check on all of that to see like how much in funds they can hold on to and for what purposes.
Okay.
And for like how long, I mean.
Yeah,
Obviously, there's some financial people on the board, maybe
right.
at the stingrays, but.
Yeah, so
I don't know what those rules are.
no, and he was very, and was just wanting to like double check and confirm things, but they feel pretty confident that they were also talking about checking in with other municipalities to find out how that worked with fundraising. Because like Evansville has recently done, because they were one that we looked at where they had about 1.5 million of their like $11 million budget was
Fundraised.
so.
Okay.
But. So I guess that was the part when I saw this, I was thinking about like. How do we go about this? Thinking about like, what are kind of our action steps, but then also, I just feel like we need to start fundraising now. And I feel like Emily was talking about how we're hosting the conference meeting, so that's a really great opportunity to have a huge fundraiser.
Cool.
Because there will be a lot.
Next,
Sorry.
And how often do we get to host? Does that just
every
matter?
8 years.
Every 8
Yeah.
years? Oh, wow. Okay. So yeah, now's the time.
If we start kind of getting some things set up this summer and getting a committee established, they can really be.
Yeah.
close.
Okay.
So I guess it does beg the question though, does the village see this as an official project? That would continue, I mean, like, these funds will be raised and used for the pool eventually. You know what I mean?
I mean, like it's in the CIP. I mean, it's something that we're obviously planning on, but I think the village hall is just right now, obviously at the forefront
Right.
for the board.
And
And-
did I hear that was in the capital improvement plan for 27,
No,
29.
29? And what does that exactly mean?
It mostly just means that we have it in like our long-term plan, like that.
The funding, we could break ground if we met a certain threshold of 29. Like we could.
Yeah, that's generally what we do is like, we generally are like, okay, yeah, and this year we will break ground on that thing,
Oh.
or we will purchase that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
For the
but then things get pushed though,
For sure.
like
Yeah.
all the time.
Schools have been pushed since I joined.
I mean, I was told it would have been done a year ago, so like, I don't know, when I moved here, they said in about 7 years. Well, that was a year ago, was the end of
Sure.
December, so I'm like,
2022, it was on for 2026. And that was where Mike is like, you keep moving the goalposts because. It's
Yeah.
keeps push.
So would that be concerning for residents to think that they're contributing to a pool that might never
Right.
have an end date, that could go on indefinitely, right? So like.
well, that's why I think there's other action steps we need to simultaneously do, like one, Cameron was going to take this to the finance committee. And have them look at operating costs
Yep.
and I think costs in general, like. For
Yeah, so they did something similar for the Village Hall and Police Department project. They like took a look at what it'll cost to operate, maintenance, all of those kind of internal costs that are not the actual pool. And then this group can focus more on that, the actual pool, the actual structure. But yeah, they did a good job with that for the Village Hall and Police Department, so.
I heard Jay in that meeting say that he was thinking, I don't know if when you talk about where we started, I mean, I think there's a lot of different angles, but he was saying letters of support.
Well, that was
Yeah.
gonna be my next, like, that's the other simultaneous action I think we could be taking now. And
Yeah,
that was something I brought up with Stingrays, and
Yeah.
again, they were in full support of helping.
right.
Impose.
Yeah, and then I gave you the ones, just the ones that we had
Yeah.
for the Village Hall. So maybe like similar entities could write similar letters. I mean, you could even have a template
That's what. they
ready to
were-
go and they just have to sign it.
And that's what they were,
Do the letters have to be from business or like within Cross Plains, or could it be from outside?
I mean, I think it could be from outside. If
Because
it's anybody
we
who's gonna
probably get
benefit.
Any of the area swim teams.
We had a fair amount of responses concerning the from outside
Yeah.
CP too.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm just thinking like if Cross Plains doesn't have a pool that impacts 7 other swim teams too, so they have a
Yeah,
stake in this too.
that's a good point. So letters from other swim teams.
Yeah, well, and I think local businesses that aren't in Cross Plains also support it, so.
How about Marshall?
Would they write a letter?
Oh, they probably would write a letter.
I think Jeff would absolutely do that.
Yeah,
Because they can use that as part of their marketing for
yeah.
buy these lots.
Did you guys well, why?
Oh, you will.
Anyway.
Am I allowed to comment or am I more an observer?
Yeah, you can comment.
Okay. I was just thinking Town of Middleton might be somebody else to approach, because I know they are interested in kind of partnering more with Cross Plains in general.
Well, we've talked about trying to potentially work out an agreement where there was so much invested.
They're also becoming a village.
Well, they are.
Mhm. I think they passed all of their, well, they would like to have more power, and they really hate the city of Middleton. So they would like to be their own entity, well, have a little bit more power. Mhm. But they love Cross Plains, that's what, I heard that in a Throat Days meeting, that's where we were hearing that. Huh?
A lot of people think they live in the village. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's great.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're huge supporters of the library.
Mhm.
They're very invested.
So what kind of letters? I mean, and like maybe the library would do one, right?
Yeah.
So like what do we need to do and how can we divide this up to get these letters? Is that kind of our first one?
Yeah, I guess, I mean, I was thinking like if we could kind of have established like someone who will kind of. I don't know, maybe organize. But well, I guess there's a lot. I don't like, where do the letters get sent? That was the other thing this thing.
Yeah,
We're asking was, do they collect these
That was
letters?
all care of Jane Mayfield.
Well, I think I'm like, where you show up for me. Here you go, but
Mhm.
I don't.
I mean, I could collect them all and then I could distribute them to the village board if we want to do it that way.
Would you do it at?
Okay.
We could,
They could be-
could absolutely do
So
that.
having a address to you,
Sure. I think that
or
would be
just, I think
fine.
that, when I say.
I think
address,
Village
mean
of
like
Cross
something written
Plains.
on that.
And then I think I could collect them all and then I could include them in a packet for a village board meeting.
Do you have a deadline that?
No, I mean, whatever, however we want to do it.
We should
Like
probably, maybe
we
we
can
have, like,
establish
a
one.
Best Buy. Like,
a Best Buy date, like it's gonna spoil.
but like, if possible. Could you submit a letter by, or could we try and gather letters by, but of course we would accept late ones because.
Okay, well, I think, yeah, it all depends. I guess what I'm thinking of is like, what are we, like, what's this first goalpost? Like, is it gonna be an event or like our first kind of like the first fundraising?
Sarah wants a
Thing.
parade.
I was just gonna say, could you build off of that?
I
though?
desperately, well, that's.
Off
what
of the
I'm
parade?
saying. So I
Okay.
think we should do a raffle and.
Oh, yeah, you
Talking about
did
this-
mention that to
talking
me.
this For like 3 years.
I think this is the year. So and because the Lions Club. I
Is done
checked with-
fundraising for the pavilion.
Yes,
Yeah,
and I have to check with them again, but I did go to some, I don't know, some meetings with Lions people. And my husband's becoming a Lion, so, and maybe I will too, who knows, but like then we, anyway, I had said, could Stingrays take over the
Mhm.
raffle?
Sure.
And they were like, sure, we don't want to do it anymore, so, but that was like casual conversation, so I just wanted. to
so
make
if the
sure.
Stingrays do a raffle as part of Memorial Day, we'd want those letters of support probably by what, the April meeting
Sure, yeah,
or something? I don't know, just like. But you're gonna kind of keep those letters of support just like throughout the process, but I guess it's kind of like that first push.
You know what, it's, are they a 501c3?
yeah.
So they would have to file for a rental permit. It's not hard to take, it's like $20.
They can do like 50-50 raffles, they said they already have that or something.
Yeah, cause they always sell the tickets as long as somebody's on.
Yeah,
Like if you do an actual raffle where there's a printed ticket number, like that's actually monitored.
okay.
Yeah, like we had to do it with the our World's Fair. We
So-
had to get a permit.
Raffle permit.
You can't make
Yeah.
one.
But how great would it be if the Stingray float had the wings?
I think it's a great idea. I don't think it's terribly difficult.
It feels very cross plains too.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
The only thing like I would say that would be to do like a season long raffle as well. And try and sell those so that they, Memorial Day, when you have a minimum ticket
Yeah.
there. And you would be kind of short sighting yourself to try and sell
I know
1,000 tickets.
this place that does it, they only sell them for like a week. I don't know how they do it. They do like, they're able to, I think because it's known, like everyone, like people seek out the raffle tickets.
Yeah.
So that's where I feel like this year would probably be like. I don't know.
I think it like, I would, if I were running a raffle for Stingrays, I would try and get each kid.
You could do that, cause you're gonna be the Stingray guy.
I'm so looking forward to it.
Great.
So,
Okay,
why
well,
will report we have these letters ahead of that raffle?
I think we need to get the or the letters soon so that the board sees proof that there's.
The other thing I was just thinking is if we had them sporadically come in, I could just like send them to the village, like, so you would like sporadically be getting a letter of support instead of like
But a collection.
a collection
I-
might have more of an impact. I'm not sure.
So, and that was, and I had asked you about that was businesses, organizations, but you also thought families.
Yeah,
also.
I think families,
So.
I think anybody.
Are there any Stingray alums that are like a huge CEO somewhere?
I'm waiting for the secret billionaire and stuff forward.
That's what I.
The one in your book. I did tell the Stingrays if they know any millionaires, let us know, and like. We're open to that, but,
Secret beneficiary.
which, okay, so, well, should we get the letters thing worked out and then maybe talk about fundraising?
Mhm.
So. How do we do it so that we're not asking the same person?
Do you have like an email blast for like all the Stingrays families
They
or
do.
something? Okay. So you could do that and then just see what you get. And then I mean, you could send like a reminder or two or something, but
Yeah, I think, they were very happy to do that, and they would, I think they were thinking they have to, do you know when they send a letter asking for donations for seniors?
So they must already do it because I got an email today from the Boy Scouts that said, we have received a letter from the seniors.
Okay,
So they must have already, that's Adam.
I think their plan was they were gonna send out their letter of request for their donations just for the general season fundraising. And then after that, they were going to say either thank you or like, if you would consider helping our team by sending a letter of support for the pool.
sure.
So they're very on board with that.
Would they, would Dave and Rachel get one from Matt? I mean, we talked about other, I mean, I don't know why, I mean, Shane, I don't know why. And Dave works for them, and so does Rachel. So, I don't know if that's like conflict of interest, or, I mean, I don't know them really well. But I wouldn't balk at reaching out to see if, Shane would send us a letter. Talking about how important the pool was to him and what he was a part of it, especially in Cross Plains, and what it means to Mac. I mean, is that what we're looking for? I mean, by these letters?
Yeah, I mean,
Or is
Well,
it a
I'm
little
curious,
bit
like,
more of like,
Maybe you can get some of the alumni who like swam for D1 who are like. If I didn't have this little town pool, like I would not have gone to swim for a D1 college. Cause I mean, there's a lot of kids.
like, would Jay give us a letter of support for his son who got a sing?
I know, that's what we, that's.
Didn't he get a scholarship?
If you're listening.
A swim scholarship.
Yeah, he's the.
So wouldn't Jay be willing to give us, the village president, a letter of support?
To himself, write a letter to himself.
I mean,
Well,
he just about how important it was to their family.
Yeah.
Right?
I think though, also it's important to hear from the businesses because.
Well, and how, like. I mean, I know it's not just stingrays, like the pool is so much more than stingrays, but think about the businesses that benefit on a Saturday from all of the extra people in town.
Quick trip alone.
I mean, yeah, Culvers, Butcher Culvers, the coffee shop, I would say
Yeah.
those three should be for sure writing a letter.
I mean, the Tri-County, I mean, the league, probably write a letter about how important Cross Plains is to the Tri-County's conference.
Mhm.
We do a lot, I think, especially for the smaller communities, to kind of balance that out.
So how should we go about getting them from local businesses?
I mean, we have contacts for most of the owners. Or, like email addresses at least. So we could reach out to them directly.
Try and get the chamber
Who
of
do you
commerce.
want?
involved.
Yeah.
To reach out, if you can get me a list,
Right.
I would be happy to.
Cause I agree, I think the chamber and.
Yeah, so they'll have a lot of contacts, so they could reach out to their membership
Yeah,
on our behalf.
And I can write up, something if you don't already, if you have a template, I mean, we're in corporate America, I can write it.
Corporate letter.
somewhere though that we could keep kind of well, I guess I'm not sure like. Like, how much is enough? Like, do we need to like keep a list and like go up to people?
Okay, so what I was gonna say is, how about this? What if Jen takes over, we can figure out a letter together, but what if Jen takes over doing the business side? I will take care of doing like Stingray families, Tri-County teams, like the swim part of it.
Okay.
So you do the businessy
Yeah,
part, I'll
that'd be
do
nice.
the swim team
Mhm.
part. And
I think that's.
I'll do the MAC, and I can ask Jacob if he can write a letter for back too,
Right.
And, yeah.
Jen, do you know Shelby Baker from the chamber?
No.
Okay, I'll send an email connecting you guys. And then you can go from there.
And is there something, I can take this offline, or just even look at a sample if you have one, but I mean, is it just for general support of? We need to address, our pool has lived its life.
Yeah,
And
we kind of
to
did.
replace-
Yeah, we did something like that for Village Hall, where we kind of were like, this place, we need a new one, like, these are the issues with it, you know, this is why we need your support, blah, 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 kind of a thing.
And are we asking them for money in the form of support? I mean, that's always nice, but is it more like, we would
I
just like.
think
to have
this
your
is,
support
yeah, a
and
non,
Part of gathering communities.
yeah,
Maybe we
Frame
should
it,
start
yeah,
with a letter, because then we have to come up with, yeah, like,
fundraising
Yeah,
strategy,
on that
yeah.
for later.
yeah, we need, and that's, I mean, I guess I wanna talk about that too, yet, of like when that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I was like peeking on Sarah's paper here, and I just saw that it did say the website, which I don't even know what that's referring to, but I guess. Is that, can we just have a page on the village website that is like, we need a
Yeah,
pool, and
yeah.
then put like, you know, pick the pictures from that study where they're basically like, your pool's gonna fall apart in 10 seconds.
Yeah,
Put some pictures and then maybe put on there like where, you know, if you're, feel free to write a letter of support. And then
Sure.
that can kind of serve as like our home base so that. We could like maybe like, once we know how much the budget. is,
Like a little QR code,
thermometer
or,
and
yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be great.
well, that's, so the Stingray said that they were happy to put a tab on their website with
Okay.
information, but I said it probably makes more sense for the village. to
Yeah,
have,
'cause we have-
like,
we already have a special projects page, so it has like Village Hall and Marchstone
Right.
and just like things that are like big and coming.
but I
so we
think
can
they
add-
Link it to draw attention to.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I can work with Becky on that.
Sorry for me, I'm glad that you could.
And I'm not a pageant person, but I think what you call the discovery phase, you know, so you're,
Mhm.
it's like you have buy-in for the idea of getting this done, but you still have to see what the effort looks like, I mean, in finer detail, like the amount of resources, I mean, and so I feel like we're kind of getting past discovery, but is it so, anyway, we're not at the point obviously of implementation, I'm just trying to frame this up in my mind, so when I'm thinking in the right mindset about
Mhm.
talking or writing something to the business. So.
Mhm.
So do you
Mhm.
feel like, I mean, if the village posts something on the site as a project, past discovery, it's like an official
Yeah.
project. That
Hmm.
is more of fact finding phase, but it is project.
We might be able to find a different place for it, and then we can maybe move it when we get to that phase.
Site.
Yeah, no, I totally understand where you're
Can
coming
I
from.
share those letters with her?
Yeah. Those were all in a packet at one point. Okay, and we're not going to put a deadline on when we're getting these, or would we like to?
Request, or we probably should say, please try to submit
Yeah.
by, but then we can still.
If it was his request, and I think if you had it by the April meeting, like, okay, here's 50 letters of support, Jay. We told you this 2 years ago,
Yeah,
here it is.
Yeah.
yeah,
And I feel like a lot of people would be willing to write an email,
yeah,
I would, so like, hey, okay.
yeah.
Mhm.
So
we could
March
probably-
16th is exactly, that is the month before, about when the Parks and Rec and the subcommittee would be meeting. So that's the third weekend or the third Monday of March.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we're aiming towards a March date. Or the end of March, that's also like spring breaks that following week, should we do it before that? We let it out there too long. And people will wait till the last minute and then they might just forget. You know, a month is generous. But. I don't know, what do you? And of course, if they write one later, great, perfect, wonderful, but we want as many as we can by a certain time frame, right?
Mhm. So the meeting in April will be on,
Is the village hall, is it the last Monday of each month?
it's
the
the
village
fourth,
representatives?
fourth Monday, so it'll be, yeah, the 27th of April is when the April meeting would be.
If we shoot for March 16th. If we're feeling a little light, we can push a little harder. And we still have time to. Kind of like, hey, we haven't heard from you. You know, kind of like people a little bit, but I don't know, these are just, I'm just throwing darts at us.
wall.
So ideally, I'm thinking letters would be out or requests would be out by the end of the week, this week? Or
We'll
would
see.
that be the goal?
It'll be like Sunday night. at 10 p.m.
That's fine. I mean, then you would give people, yeah, if it was like the 20th or 22nd, and then you gave people until
It's crazy to think that pool vision is
March 20.
2 years ago. No.
And just another reason to show that anchor to the village, because I've talked to a couple of people who have, or a few, I've heard of a few people who thought they were working towards a new pool over the years, but there was no record of whatever they thought they were working on, or, so I think it's so good that we have
Yeah.
something here in the village to kind of show what work has already been done.
Yeah, so we'd want to make sure to have that information on that page as well, right? So we could direct people
Oh,
to see all the work that has already happened, the report and everything.
Can they send an email or a physical letter?
I think an email would be fine. Now I'm just starting to think my email is going to get completely flooded. So I'm wondering if we might want to send it to like a different sub email, like a RCP info or something like that. I'm just thinking.
Yeah, just like create a separate email.
You could just like a new Gmail.
Yeah.
You would cross put it's cool that Gmail left out.
That's
Yeah.
true. I think we had one. Because we were looking through like a whole list of all of these email accounts that we had, and we were like, oh, nobody has the password to this. Or like, because we sent an email to it and then nobody responded. So we're like, oh, I guess it was never
Well, do you-
activated.
Do you want to create an email so then you have?
I think, yeah, I would like to create something else. Or use something that we already have that we don't get a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
Just
you want to
because,
share.
yeah, I'll just get that for you. For the group. Is there any other parks ones that you can think of that would be good for that?
Yeah, we need to make sure that it doesn't go to the one that's monitored in the summer by staff.
Yeah.
Cause I'd like to think emails would get forwarded, but
They
sometimes
might
it gets
not.
kind of chaotic there.
I think it'd be great, yeah, to have one that's just.
Because then you can use it for other things too. Later on. So I will look into getting an email for the pool specifically. Project.
And will you email that out to us so that we have?
Yes. I'll get that by the end of the week too. Okay.
Okay, do we feel good about the letters?
And then we're gonna do the deadline as March 20th.
Sure.
Which is a Friday. Okay. Give people about a month.
What if we get one, March Stone?
Huh?
How about March Stone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you, I know the developers very well. Yes. I can connect you and
You can also, you could reach out to other developers too.
you could do Jamie Zychek from Scenic Valley,
I mean, it's beneficial to all of them, so.
right?
But for.
Probably
I'm
specifically
sure-
the ones that are still trying to sell lots.
Yeah, just don't, for sure. Right.
Yeah.
Any developer's gonna want a new pool, even if they're building over by sea.
Mhm. Okay. So then on to raffle stuff. Did you want to talk more about the raffle?
Yeah, that's just funny, cause I have talked about it, Emily's heard about it. Well, and I guess, okay, so. You talked about a raffle and then. Other things too, but then, like, when do we go about developing some kind of like naming rights system? And how do you do, like, do you have to know the cost of the pool I meant to, I was going to ask AI that, like what percentage is typically used for those kinds of things.
Yeah.
But,
Or just talking to people that have done these projects, like the Evansville
Right.
people, or
I mean, is that something like that we should start doing very soon? Like, is it something we should start researching and coming to a upcoming meeting with to establish? Because.
I feel like a lot of this is still like, we don't know how much is this gonna cost.
Right.
So we don't necessarily know how much we need or how much we're asking these big donors for.
I went to sign with $10 million, and I'm like, we $70,000 for, like, 1990, the stats from 1992, they got $1,000 for the baby.
Yeah.
By 2029, I'm sure it's gonna be all 8 to 10 million.
Oh, yeah, I think 2026.
Or more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Because like the first numbers we got, it was like 4.5 to 5.5 at that facility, or at the
Right.
existing place, and then 5.5 to 6.5. And
Right.
that's been 2 years now.
when we looked up the one in Randolph, which is like bare bones. It's not much, and Randolph is like a community of less than 2,000, and theirs, I think, was just under 6. And it was very, very minimal. It was 0 depth, which is, but so it was like, there's kind of that to Evansville, which is like, that would be amazing, but there, that was like 11.
Mhm.
So
Evansville's had population moving too.
they're not much different than us. They also don't have surround, I don't think they have as much surrounding, but
Mhm.
well, anyway,
When did theirs get finished? Was that relatively recently?
it, I was last summer, their first summer with it. It looked pretty new when I saw it. Examples. See. Do you think? So then that's the thing, like, how do we establish that cost? Is that something that the board has to say? I just don't think the board. Like, this is the thing we keep going back and forth, is that the board is not admit to a price.
Yeah.
But yet,
And I think the last time anything came to the board regarding this was like just when I started, and I've been here for a year and a half, and it was to have the pool at Bear Park. That was what they voted on. And that was split. There was some pushback with that too,
It's-
but
60/40 of the survey monkey.
yeah. But I mean, that was the last time the board has really talked about the pool besides this past meeting, which was more of a, hey, where are we at? Should we start things back up again? Kind of thing. So I feel like once we probably start again, we just need to really build momentum and there can't be a fall off.
Is there a way to just? I mean, and I like shoot high and knowing that maybe it wouldn't cost that much, but just like kind of arbitrarily pick a number and be
Like
like,
10
all
million.
right, yeah, like our goal is
Yeah.
10 million, like at this point, we don't know if it's gonna cost 10 million. But
Maybe.
this is our goal, because that does seem like it's been this roundabout thing of like, well, we can't really fundraise till we know how much it costs. But
Right.
nobody's willing to like figure out how much it costs until they're really,
Right.
until we say how much we can fundraise, and so like. We just pick a number and,
Mhm.
if it's less than that, great, if it's more
Yeah.
than that.
well, and because that is the thing, like, my wishful thinking, that we're gonna have all these people come forward who want to give all this money. It's kind of like, well, if we did have big donors, then we would build an Evansville pool,
So like, why wouldn't you just start asking?
right.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of want this, like, again, like a naming rights number, so that if there is someone who
Yeah.
really wants the pool named after them.
So
That's what I was
maybe-
gonna say, like,
yeah.
we keep track of donors, because That was, we had talked about this a while ago, but like, if, let's say somebody donates money and then later on, we're like, okay, now we have come out with this new tiered level, and they're
Yeah.
like, okay, but wait, I donated that much a year ago, do I still get this? And like,
So you want that ahead of time
Yeah.
before you
So
start
that-
accepting stuff.
because I think that is motivating.
So maybe that's something could be like reaching out to other municipalities like Randolph or Evansville to get an idea of what their structure looked like for fundraising.
Yeah.
And if it was good, just steal it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You look really excited.
Evansville, no, it's bad.
Oh.
Evansville, their project was 14.9 million, but that is because it includes a splash pad and, I mean, that park area is amazing. Like, there's soccer fields, there's everything.
Mhm.
But, so that's not. Oh, they said the aquatic pool building and equipment, okay, this is AI, so. But was 5.1 million with additional 1.4 million for a slide tower.
With room for a lazy river.
Yeah,
They have a lazy river. So,
Really?
yeah, people new to this meeting need
I
to
did
know
not
that Sarah also has big feelings about the lease.
well, I'm willing to give it up, I'm telling you, the Evansville one, it's not like Noah's Ark lazy river, it's like a little one. But it's fun.
So the parents can just float around.
Anyway, on a whole noodle to my dream, so,
Well, so for the next month, because we're almost up on time.
yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
So, sure. So, I mean, we board support and a new pool, go to Bear Park after that visioning session.
Mhm.
We're gonna reach out for letters of support. Emily is gonna work with Stingrays and
Yes.
see like maybe the individual members. And I am going to reach out to local businesses through the Chamber of Commerce. I'll stay in connection. Maybe we can get Marshall in there too.
Mhm.
Maybe even the town of Middleton, like other municipalities, right? So we wanna
Yeah.
show the board that there is support,
Mhm.
right? We want their
Yeah.
buy-in to keep going. In the meantime, Cameron was talking to the finance committee about operating costs, about doing some of that research. Not that it's not you, but anyway, just right, but he's doing that, so we'll wanna know kind of what he's thinking. He might have that conversation, or when they, I don't know how long it'll take them to do that work. But I think that alone, right, and then there's the fundraising efforts, if the Stingrays wanted, then, like, who's gonna collect all the money? Do we need to make that decision now? Do the Stingrays need to say, are you taking all the money regardless of who the fundraiser is, or are you just taking the Stingray money? And then there's gonna be an element of the Memorial Day parade, that they wanna kick off a fundraiser, and it's only 2 months away. 2.5 months away.
Well,
So that's quite a
right.
bit in that 2.5 months, I think, but I don't know.
Mhm.
What
Right.
your thoughts are.
I mean, I don't know for sure. I mean, I guess like. I'm thinking I want to try and meet with some people. I mean, I think it's gotta be done outside of this.
Yeah.
To talk about fundraising ideas
Yeah.
and see if we can get it happening. But if nothing else, I think. Honestly, like, if nothing else, we can do 50-50 raffles at the swim meets this summer and get things going.
Mhm.
But then that was the other thing was related to that. Could we post pictures of the proposed, remember when we looked at those kind of like, here's some. This is kind of like along the lines of
Concepts.
what we're, some concepts, thank you.
Concept plans.
Yeah,
So those were those discussed like early on in these full feasibility meetings, or
this was
Where
what
did
we
those come
paid
out of?
for when we
Oh,
were
okay.
looking at where we could
Architecture
have
or
it.
whatever.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
they-
renderings from
some
architecture.
renderings of what we could potentially do. It's, I mean, we, want it very glaring that this is not a plan, it's just a concept.
I mean, if we don't have a link available by the time the next week, when we have like a whole site for something that we want to include, we can include just images, just a quick image or
Yeah.
something in the.
I mean,
um,
if there's anything, yeah, if you think of anything that you would want included, you can like email it to me, or like
Yeah.
if you like feel like writing up a little blurb or something that we could put in there.
Well, that was
I
for
think
Greg,
that
thinking
could be
with
helpful.
if we started doing fundraising, that's also getting the word out there
Mhm.
that. Trying to move this forward,
Mhm.
so.
Well, you know, when we meet again next month, we can see, if not sooner, right? But we can see where we're at with all these other things, and then really like focus in on the fundraising piece, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, and then maybe for that next meeting, if someone wants to kind of dig into that a little bit and just maybe see what other communities are doing or did for the fundraising.
Could reach out to, Evansville.
Yeah.
In, Randolph.
Because sometimes it's, yeah, why reinvent the wheel if
Yeah,
somebody did it successfully?
then I could also reach out to, Lions Club just. to confirm that
You can take
they're
over their
done.
fundraising.
Yeah.
Is that kind of how it
And then
goes?
they do-
They'll fundraise for a while and then they like let somebody else.
No, I don't know,
Or-
because I've lived here, they.
They have been
when I
fundraising for
started with the
something?
Village, that's
Yeah.
when they.
Okay, okay.
Does anyone know of any other more recent municipalities that have recently gotten the name of funds?
I know Sun Prairie's in the process of upgrading theirs, but it's big and fancy, so maybe not.
No, Matt bought their own, I mean, after years of, but they fundraise to go to their own work facility.
What's Mac you keep referring to?
It's Boston, some fun, Madison Aquatics Club, they have a facility off of Mineral Point Road, it's tough to, can't really see it. But they just built that in this last year, that they have been fundraising. They offer like more than swim club, you know, if you wanna have a math membership and go work out there, you do that, or you could swim there if you wanted to, so it's more than just swim club.
It's like a year-round one as opposed to just summer.
And they don't.
Oh, so they have an
don't
indoor
borrow
pool
anybody
too?
else's. Indoor,
Oh.
they don't have to borrow everybody else's. To their own club.
Right, anything else?
And then does it work to continue doing it this way, like just having this group meet before Parks and Rec? That work for people? Once a month? Okay. All right. Great.
Which streets are you?
For who?
Madison Aquatic.
For the center
Yeah,
or for the club?
Madison Aquatic Club.
Look up Madison Aquatic Center.
Or are they different?
So the new place is called the Center.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, maybe there it is.
Ooh.
Oh, it still only has 3-star rating though. Let's see what they say.
I don't know if anybody who actually.
I think it's because there's 1 5 and then somebody gave it a 1-star.
Oh, I know.
Cancels class was a little bit, it's from 2 days ago. Terrible customer service. Very creepy.
Oh, that's weird.
Is there anything else we want to discuss before we adjourn this meeting?
Good start.
Easy river.
And definitely dial in and find out what their finance, like, if you started raising money now, they have a separate account for it.
I think
I
that.
think they can.
Well, this was the big part of, you know, when we were deciding where the location could be, I just feel like people couldn't see the like. Long road ahead, because like when I look at like Evansville's structure, they have like this giant water slide thing, which I don't really. See us having immediately, however, as our community grows, we would have the space there to do it.
Everything's gonna look better than the current water slide.
That was my favorite part of the presentation. Oh, talked about that, the water slide.
Oh, when the amount of disrepair of the.
Yeah,
facility.
like the ingenuity that they've used, it's really great. All the water is leaking out. So anyway. Or like the fact that they like hooked up a hose. In the wet cement, those two. Anyway, all right, are we?
We can do a motion to adjourn, that's fine.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
What?
All in favor?
Oh, aye.
Right.
All right.